Another trending subject would be Brady Tkachuk, since his deal still hasn't been signed. There's been comments of frustration between his agent himself and the organization of not getting enough. Tons of people have been grasping at straws and saying, should we offer sheet him and go get back the pick that we should have taken in the first place? I want to get you guys' take on, should we offer sheet Brady Tkachuk?
What do you think?
Well, I'm looking at Cap Friendly here, and Ottawa is the lowest on the list. They literally have the most money to give. So whatever you throw at Brady, they're going to match. I think any offer sheet is a waste when it comes to Brady Tkachuk at this point. Unless you give an exorbitant amount of money, like you go really stupid. But I think, I'd love to be in the room with Pierre Dorion and Brady to see how negotiations are working. From what I've been seeing, Pierre Dorion might not be the best at that. He's not done so well in the past. So hopefully he gets that settled down. But because like Brady is their next captain, he's their superstar. Like there's no debate. You need to pay the kid. But I think an offer sheet is out of the question at this point.
I completely agree with you. For every reason you just said, like there's no amount of money that they wouldn't match. There's no way they're letting him go.
No.
Like he's one of the very few guys in the league that can do what he does. Like he's that prototypical power forward. He fights, he hits, he scores, he's skilled, he pisses people off.
It's the shit disturber jack of all trades.
Yeah, and he does it every single night. Like he's so consistent at what he does. It's really incredible. Like he's such a good player. I would take him on my team any day of the week. Which I'm really confused with. Like I don't know where the sticking point is for Ottawa. Like whatever he wants, it's like okay, sure.
Just give
like
it to him.
You're going to get an elite superstar to stay in Ottawa, which you haven't been able to. You lost so many in the last 7-8 years because you didn't want to pay them. They left. Like you didn't learn your lesson. Like I don't get it. Like especially with this guy, whatever he wants, you pay him. Like you have a really good young core there. You're developing a good team. You're finally like inching back to being relevant again when you've been an absolute joke. You couldn't even fill the stands. Like, oh man, it fires me up. Like I don't understand situations like that. He's proven it too. It's not like you're like, ooh, maybe he's gonna falter off. Like there's no possible way he's one of those guys that you pay him and he's just gonna slouch. Like he doesn't have that in his DNA. You can see the way he plays.
Yeah.
Watch his brother, watch the way his dad played. Like
it's a family thing.
They don't have it in their DNA. They probably fight at home. Like mini six, they probably fight each other when they're younger. Like it's just not in their DNA. There's just no way. So I don't know what they're waiting for there.
Remains to be seen, I guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Will there be another offer sheet, you think, guys? Because a lot of people have been saying, Petterson, the contract negotiations with Vancouver are not going so well. Could a team take a jab at him?
I think he'd be a guy that I would be swinging for sure if you have the space somewhere.
If you can find the space. I mean, that's the key thing here is space.
Yeah. He fits in anywhere, right? Any team. You can find a way for him to fit in your team. So I don't know what the issue is there too. There's a lot of I wouldn't even say that Benning is an old school GM, but maybe
he's made some questionable moves in the past few years. Let's be honest. There's
been some really, really bad.
Tyler Toffoli being one of them.
He didn't want to play Toffoli, 4.5, but he was willing to give Jay Beagle, Anton Roussel $3 million. Paid Louis Eriksson $6 million for 6 years.
And now they're gone.
Come on. I just don't understand some of these guys. You don't want to pay your good young players when they've shown you. I'm completely on the side of get ahead of it, give them a long-term deal when they're young, so you're keeping them at a lower cap rate. That's how I would be handling Suzuki right now. I would be pushing to get a long-term deal at a low AAV because it's going to cost you.
Get that signed right away. That's a priority.